We're talking rugby league with Billy Moore, Maroons legend, here on 4BC Drive. The Dolphins, of course, the 17th franchise of the NRL in action this weekend, but who will be the 18th team in the NRL? There's talk of a side from Papua New Guinea, but foundation club, the North Sydney Bears, are still pushing hard. They exited the comp in 1999 for an ill-fated merger with Manly Warringah. They now play in the New South Wales Cup as a feeder club to the Melbourne Storm. They made the grand final last year, losing to the Bunnies in the New South Wales Cup series. And Billy Moore is still with me. He played 211 games for the Bears between 1989 and 1999, and of course 17 games in Origin. Now, disclaimer here, Billy, I'm a North Sydney Bears fan. I grew up in North Sydney, played junior rugby league for North Sydney clubs. So I'm a bit biased, but to me, it seems like there's some momentum behind the Bears to come back to the NRL.
Yeah, Jace, well, being biased towards the Bears is a good thing. Keep it up. Yeah, there is momentum. And I say this, in life you deserve nothing. You've got to earn it. You've got to go make it and take it. Trust me, the Bears are earning their ability to come back as the 18th team. A little footnote, they're potentially, I'm very, very confident there might be 19 and 20 teams in the NRL by 2030. One quickly thing is to point out, odd number of teams cost you money because there's a bye every week in the NRL. That team is not generating income for the game. They need to have someone to play against. So that's why you need, if there's 17, you need 18. If there's 19, you need 20. So the AFL will go to 19 teams in 2028 with Tasmania coming in. They'll very quickly go to 20. And if that does happen, which you almost say it's a fait accompli, rugby league will follow. But for the Bears, I'm on the board. Disclaimer, I'm on the Bears board and have been there for 3 years. And my charter is very, very simple. Get the Bears back in the NRL.
Well, certain numbers have been thrown out there, like 220,000 fans across Australia. Peter V'landys has been saying some positive things about the Bears, but there is that major push for PNG as the 18th team, and I understand there could be some political reasons behind that as well.
Yeah, the PNG push is phenomenal. It sort of appeared out of nowhere in the last 12 months, and it's been brought about by something where I'm punching above my pay grade. It's geopolitics, soft diplomacy, using sport as an ability to, in a sense, on the political landscape, it puts a cork in the movement of China coming down into Southeast Asia. They obviously had the recent Pacific Games in the Solomon Islands were very heavily funded by China. So in relation to PNG, they've put their hand up to the US and said, we're happy to have our sovereignty, in a sense, sold off for the right price, and that price is we want our license into the NRL. And the US government are very, very complicit in the, if they can be able to use PNG for troops on the ground, boats in the harbour, planes in the airport, it's very attractive to them. So the push for PNG and the amount of money we're talking is beyond the realm of normality in Australia. In Australian sport, sorry. So watch this space. The push there is huge. There's logistical issues which everyone has heard about, and we see it, just the recent riots in Port Moresby. It's going to be incredibly difficult.
Yep.
But it's the pot of money is so enticing that you have to think it's going to have to come about some way, shape or form. How to make it run, I don't know. But there is a couple other hats in the ring, and obviously there's a team out of the Pacific, potentially New Zealand. Perth have put their hand up. The new Premier there, Premier Cook, wants a team over there in Perth. What the North Sydney Bears have done in the last couple of years is they've actually taken the North Sydney out of the name. We're the Bears, just like the Dolphins now.
Yes.
Are the Dolphins. They're not the Redcliffe Dolphins, they're the Dolphins. So we're the Bears. And we had a couple of non-negotiables, which I'm sure anyone who's followed this would realise. We basically said we would love to get readmitted with our 220,000 fans, and we've got a financial muscle. We've said we want to come back in. Non-negotiables for us is we have to have our colours, red and black. We have to have a Bears emblem, which gives us our history. Otherwise, what's the point? And the third thing is we'd love to have some games back at our ancestral home at North Sydney Oval. The number of those ultimately would be determined by the economics, because the new company that would, in a sense, we would gift them our history, tradition and our financial muscle and a rugby league IQ of running a club. Last year we came second in the New South Wales Cup. That there would be the package, but that new bid company would have to be profitable. So as long as North Sydney Oval was a viable product, putting its hand up saying, we're making a lot of money every game, well, we'd get more games. But the minimum for us would be just one. We'd love to have one there. So we've put our hat in the ring, and we believe we're more than a viable possibility of coming back, because we provide a solution to the NRL where we will say is we will bring a side in and partner like South Melbourne did to Sydney in the Sydney Swans. Like Fitzroy have done to Brisbane. You have a host city, Jace, but that host city very quickly gets intertwined and it becomes part of the family. So wherever the Bears go, we're going forever. We are going forever. We're never coming back, so to speak. And we want to go somewhere where the host city and the host state, or wherever it may be, go, hey, we're all now one family. That is what needs to happen, because that'll give you stability, and stability gives you longevity, because as I said, where we go forever.
We're talking the NRL's 18th franchise with Maroons legend Billy Moore on 4BC Drive. Now, I often send you images from my phone. I get photos of people I run into wearing North Sydney Bears gear. It seems to be a lot of love for the Bears. I'm always surprised the number of fans that you run into.
Especially when you think it's 25 years, a quarter of a century we've been sitting on the fence. I'll go back to my point about the difference between deserve and earn. The fact you've waited a quarter of a century and you have not given up, the beating heart is still there, then that means you've earned the opportunity to put your hand up for readmission, in my opinion. And there is 220,000 of me. I only played at the Bears, didn't play anywhere else. The merger with Manly, yeah, of all things to merge with, you just can't do that. So I moved off into the sunset. But my passion, which as you can tell is very strong, I'm passionate about the Bears, passionate about Queensland, the two things I love. And for me, to be part of the group that brings the Bears back will be one of the greatest achievements of my life.
Yeah, I mean, you keep fighting, and a lot of other Bears legends are involved as well. And people who may not know, the Bears were largely a losing side until the 90s, and 4 preliminary finals, one game away from the grand final, one of the best win-loss percentage records in the 90s. You really, full of origin stars. It was a team that everybody loved.
Everybody loved. We actually went down a path in 1999. We moved from North Sydney Oval to Gosford. We built the ground at the Central Coast Bears, and we built a ground at Gosford, 26,000, and we never got to play there.
Yeah. Bad weather, wasn't it?
Bad weather. So it was a disaster. We put ourselves in harm's way. So that's the danger in life, in business, to put yourself in harm's way. We did at just the wrong moment, because all of a sudden the Super League war went down a pathway, and it obviously evolved, and the two power brokers behind it all, the Murdochs and the Packers, put the guns down and said, let's consolidate. And the weaker ones fell over, and we put ourselves at the wrong place, wrong time. But I played preliminary finals in 91, 94, 97, 98. So, and I think I played 4 semi-final series on top of that. So we had a great side. Just happened 1999 was our worst year of my whole tenure there over 11 years, and it couldn't have come at a bad moment. So we're not victims. We get over it. And that's why we have earned the opportunity to come back, because we're not harbouring on that. We're looking forward to the future. And what we're saying is we are a club that is pragmatic, and we provide a solution, and we are ready to harness the opportunity to come back in. And whoever partners with us, they are getting rugby league IQ. They're getting leagues clubs, 8 of them. They're getting the opportunity to bring in pathways. We've got every side in rugby league, from the junior league through to all the junior men's and women's, from 15s, 17s, 19s, all that. We've got everything except the 2 jewels in the crown, the NRL and the NRLW. So wherever we partner with, we're taking this whole package, and we can show you how to run a club. We just need somewhere to be a partner.
So many great players in that 90s era, David Fairley, of course, Brett Dallas, Matt Sears, Greg Florimo. The list goes on and on and on. I know a lot of these ex-players are behind it as well. So finally, Billy, what are the next steps for you? It does look like PNG might get the 18th, but you're going to keep fighting. Keep
fighting, but we'll never stop. The most important thing, cliched, control the controllables. So there's things here that are out of our control. Our job is to continue to become the best dance partner with whoever it is. We will continue to run our club and get it stronger. We're sitting second in the New South Wales Cup in 2024. and we want to win the title this year, just to say to everybody, hey, this is what's out there. We feeded the Storm, and they've been magnificent with us. And they're a great club to feed to. And previously we've had the Roosters last year, and they were great as well. So they've been a great assistance in trying to bring us on. But so what we do is we control our controllables. We've got to win football games, run footy clubs, keep the pathways coming, keeping our investors and our membership growing, which continues to grow, keeping the fans, the 220,000 of you and me,
yes,
totally focused and active, and beating the drum and saying, hey, we will not be quiet.
Let's make lots of noise. I will keep helping you out as I can as someone that grew up in North Sydney. Billy Moore, thank you so much for your time today on 4BC Drive, and you better leave us with your Queenslander chant.
Well, I was going to say to all your wonderful listeners, the two things I love. Go the Bears and Queenslander! Love your work.
Thanks very much, Billy.